Then we start going through the option period, which you buy it into an option period. Typically, it's about $10 a day here. And we do 10 days, 7 days, 10 days. If we're feeling crazy, we go for 2 weeks. And that's when you do things like have a home inspection. And we bring in a licensed home inspector, and they spend hours in the house, y'all, and just look at the house from top to bottom and find everything good, bad, and ugly about the house.
Yeah.
If you can, be there for the inspection. It helps you learn everything. Then we go back to the drawing board, we negotiate a little bit more and have all that kind of good fun again. I wear my business hat again and either get them to agree to make repairs or give you money off the cost of the home or towards the repairs that you need.
Mm-hmm.
Once we get through that and we're out of the option period, we're in what we call like a pending status. We're hanging out for a little while. We turn our hats back to Kierstin because we just kind of sit for a little bit, you and I, guys. And then you want to talk to us about what happens after we get through that process.
Yeah, and I do think it's important to note that during the option period, that's when your earnest money is protected. So when you get out of option period, then that's where if anything happens, you could potentially lose your earnest money. So option period is a really important time during the contract process. So once you're through all of those fun things and then it's handed off to me, like Stephanie said, sometimes it can be hard to be patient. Yes, because there's a lot going on behind the curtain, very Wizard of Oz style, if you will. So we are going to take that contract and we are going to start working on the loan side of things. We're going to start working on things like locking the rate in. This is a discussion that you will have with me. We'll talk about where the rates are, if we're going to do buy downs, things like that. We're going to get those rates locked in.
So do you mean that the rate you give them when you pre-qualify somebody may not be the rate they end up with?
Yes, Stephanie, that is what I mean. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, so rates change every day. Yes, good point. Rates change every day. So the rate that you get when you had your pre-approval, say it takes you, 30 days to find a home.
That rate, too much fun if that happens.
Yes, there are some programs where you can lock in shop and things like that. That's a video for another day. But as a general rule, we're going to lock in the rate once we go under contract and we have a discussion. Yeah. And there is some play in that, but we're going to talk in kind of generalities for this video.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're going to lock your rate and then we're going to start working on things like disclosures. So you're going to get documents from us. Some of these documents are probably going to look like, Egyptian hieroglyphs to you because you're not used to seeing these things, but that's okay. That's what we are here for as lenders. We are going to walk you through all of these documents. They're called disclosures. And the most important things, you're going to get a lot of documents in these disclosures, but some of the most important things you're going to see are the loan estimate, which is going to outline kind of the loan details, the loan amount, if we've locked your rate at that point, what the rate is reflecting. It'll kind of reflect what your monthly payment is expected to be, as well as an estimation of your closing costs. And heavy on the estimation. This is a loan estimate. So none of these numbers are locked in yet, except for potentially maybe the rate. But all of these numbers are going to be changing throughout the process. It's merely designed to give you an idea of what you're going to be looking at overall in terms of costs and monthly payment and all that. So don't panic if you see your loan estimate and you're like, there's a lot of numbers here. What do I do with all of this? It's merely just to start getting you familiar with how everything looks. And we as the lenders will go over all of that with you and make sure you're comfortable with what you're seeing. So in addition to a loan estimate, you're also going to get a copy of the loan application just to make double sure that all of that information was accurate, because we don't want to get to the closing table and find out, oh, you own another home in another state. Whoops, I forgot to mention that, right? Little things like that. So
I should also note during this time, please, please, please don't go out and change jobs. We don't encourage buying new cars during this time. No major life changes.
Yes.
Unless your lender signs off that, it's not that major and you can do it. We've had people show up on closing day with brand new $40,000, $50,000, $80,000 cars that they bought yesterday and think they didn't affect their loan at all.
Yeah. Just because you think, credit is extremely important when it comes to buying a home. Just because you think, oh, well, if I buy it the day before closing, it won't hit my credit. That's not how this works.
Right.
So definitely before you make any kind of purchases, especially if they're on credit, but in general, because we do have to verify funds, in your bank account. So, you know, we have to be very careful about purchases during this whole process from start to finish.
And changing jobs, your income, all that stuff matters more than you think it does, guys.
Yes, very much so. So yeah, before you make any significant changes, spend any significant money, basically before you pretty much do anything during this process,
you can eat.
Yeah.
That's it.
Eat, sleep, and breathing is fine. We encourage all of those things.
Anyway, sorry.
Yes, no, but that's a really good point because it does happen. So when in doubt, ask. Ask your realtor, ask your lender. We'll point you in the right direction to get you the right answer so that you know. Because we definitely don't want something to happen on closing day. And then, you know, you lose that dream of homeownership for a mistake that you didn't even realize, you know, you could potentially be making. So